Now let's get into talking about retirement. We're going to take some of that money that you've been making, big spender. You hit that money, the $60,000 a year that you were dreaming about, and even before this, right? So even if you're dreaming about making this money, I want you to just think about this. If you put away $5,000 into a brokerage account, and on average, a brokerage account will return an average of about 10%. So that's like the dividends get reallocated and they go right back in and they just build, right? So compounding our interest. Over 30 years, that $5,000, without adding anything to it throughout the years, will turn into $87,000. $87,247. So just a one-time deposit of $5,000. 30 years later, it's $87,000. Whoa. Well, first off, $5,000 lump sum sounds like a lot. All right, cool. Let's take that off the board. I want you to think about this. When it comes to your retirement, if you put away $100 a month, that's $1,200 a year, with an estimated 10% return, you'd have a total balance of $208,000 30 years down the road. $100 a month or $1,200 a year. You will have a return of $208,000. If you did $200 a month for 30 years, $200 a month every month for 30 years, when you're ready to retire, that would be $416,000 in your account to retire on. That's $200 a month. $300 a month for 30 years. $624,000 that you would have ended up with if you put in $300 a month. Let's go 400, and then we're going to go 500, and then we're going to play with our timelines there. So $400 a month for 30 years. You ready for this one? $400 a month, every month for 30 years. $832,000 at the end of 30 years to retire on. And this is crazy because if you start as a personal trainer and you're 25 years old, fast forward 30 years to 55 years old, you ain't even old yet. It ain't even time to retire. Keep making money, keep investing, and then do it for 40 years. I should have run that math. It's gonna be a lot though. If we ran the math and did it for 10 more years, it's gonna be good money. All right, here we go. This is what I think. If you can just aim for this number, $500 a month. Don't think about it. Just have it automatically taken out of your bank account and moved into an IRA. So an IRA is a tax deferred plan. So you're going to you make it's already taxed. So when you take that money out, so you're being taxed on the $1,200 a year. But when you get to, and the $400 a month for 30 years, when you get to the $832,000, you've already paid taxes on that. So that comes out tax-free. So there are different types of IRAs. There's a Roth IRA, and then there's a traditional IRA, which is, it's already taxed money, right? So this is, the IRA is pre-taxed. So you'll pay taxes on the way out, but you get to write it off. All right, so here we go. $500 a month. That's $6,000 a year in a tax-deferred IRA for 30 years. $500 a month, 30 years. The money that you'll have at the end of 30 years is $1,040,146 on average. This is an estimate. Now, of that money, you contributed $180,000. That's putting in $500 a month every month for 30 years. That adds up to $180,000. But you made over $820,000 extra dollars. If you just leave that in a brokerage account, the dividends get reinvested, you compound your interest. That is money, money, money. Dividends that you could live off of. If that $1 million, $1,040,146, your dividends that you could live off of and not work is $104,000 a year. If you have, this is why they say the rich people takes money to make money. You got to take money, you got to put it in there. You put in, you can make $1 million. Finally, over the course of 30 years, through compounding interest, you have $1 million in the bank. Then an average 10% return, you no longer reinvest it. You take it, 10% return on $1 million is $100,000. That is $100,000 that you didn't work for. You let the market do the work for you. That's a huge opportunity if you start saving right now.